And that's the list of teams they've battled through.
Yeah, that's fair. I think with the way that they played in Kato, I expected them to breeze through this a little bit easier, but it's all good. What we have today is that team, is that Xantares who's putting up big numbers and having impact, as we saw in the final round of regulation on Mirage that took him to the victory. woxic carried them through most of the game. Now we get to start on Vertigo, their map pick, and one they're going to be extremely confident on. And if you have a Xantares playing like he did on map 1, you know, challenging ramp at the A bomb site on Vertigo, like he's a force to be reckoned with. It's going to be really interesting to see if BetBoom can actually contain him and hold him back. They're going to charge right into him in this round. He stands tall with the dualies. They don't get any wide swings. He's done damage, a lot of bullets, but only 1 kill.
Yeah, you were expecting Xantares to back a double kill there at least. Just the one. Some relief for BetBoom off the back of that. Early rotations from Eternal Fire in towards A, and it might cost them because Siren's come through middle. And he's been spotted. Major sees it. Siren jumps on down to safety. Nafany still staying committed towards this A bomb site as Eternal Fire take a few steps back.
This is a sick play from Nafany. He's going to have a lurk on the bomb site. They're just leaving. They might not expect it, but woxic's chilling. woxic's there, and he's got it. And now Siren's got to stand tall and everything to do. And the bomb has just been lost in transition.
Yeah, and it actually might still get away with a plant because Danis has a smoke. He'll use that up for the bomb site towards Elevator. He'll commit to the bomb plant on default. So at a minimum, it's a bomb plant for Danis, which means a good force buy in the next round for BetBoom. And it wasn't looking like they were going to have even that. But now he goes forward. Now that tag should confirm his position. You know exactly where he is, so he starts sending bullets back through. Lands some of his own. But Eternal Fire stay composed. They know they should win this retake. They've got a kid, they've got extra seconds to play with, and unless there's just a flurry of headshots, this should still go the way of Eternal Fire. And that's exactly what'll happen. woxic gets the trade on the first kill, and BetBoom will at least have the bomb plant.
The bomb plant is quite nice for them. That extra $800, we'll see if they choose to invest in the second. I imagine that they would. A tough pistol round, though. I mean, getting lurkers, you had a weird situation where descending into like a 3-on-4 at that point, you had someone kind of lurking into the B bomb site, you had Nafany lurking the A bomb site, and you had the bomb like not really sure of where to actually end up. And he just pulled out of any position or chance to have impact in the round, just due to the fact that he's kind of standing in no man's land between the bomb sites. Ooh, that's a nice shot from Calyx. That helped shut things down initially, and woxic with a very heads-up play, staying and waiting for Nafany. And we do get a second round buy. AK-47, Galil in the hands of Chiron, and Siren. They're going to take this one slow. Don't want to get into any exchange of nades too early. They don't have a whole lot to play with. So we're going to let this smoke clear and see if they can find any challenges.
Last time Eternal Fire played Vertigo was against Falcons back in Katowice on 13-9. A lot of teams know how good Eternal Fire can be on Vertigo, so they don't often let it through.
They only played 2 maps in this RMR up to Mirage. Mirage was their 3rd, and this is their 4th. They played Nuke and Overpass every game leading up to this moment.
So I don't have to show too much. Chiron gets close to Crane. He's got plenty of players in behind him. It's about to be an attack on the defense of 3 players here for Eternal Fire. Xantares has a grenade that's perfectly poised to land upon Danis and Chiron. And that's about to do a heap of damage on multiple players. And now Chiron is damaged up. Moving through into Xantares. He finishes off his earlier job. And this fight is short. It's awkward, but it's all Eternal Fire. Danis gone. Zorte now the last remaining player. And this force spike gets absolutely nowhere. It's stopped at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, just decimated. Absolutely decimated. Well done from Eternal Fire, and I mean, you have to say, if you're BetBoom, you got to be a little bit cautious that you don't fall into the same hole that you did in Mirage, which was obviously a hole in terms of the scoreline, but just such a solid start for Eternal Fire. They had so much money up until basically the end of the half. And another round where they survive with all 5 players, so get to build up some bank, no rebuys in this round, and a chance to even maximize that against unarmored pistols. BetBoom choosing to start on the T side as well of Vertigo. Looking to dictate the pace a little bit and string some rounds together, and obviously that hasn't panned out in these first 2. This timing is perfect. Dinked up, he's going to fall back, but a nice kill for woxic.
Yeah, woxic's going to run back into short. What an interesting story he's had too with this Eternal Fire project. Just a few months ago, he announced that he was wanting to go and get into an international team and give it another good go outside of this Turkish squad and realized maybe the opportunity wasn't there for him. So he comes back into the team and now look at them.
Dude, I think this team would probably be such a cool documentary one day. Because I have to imagine with like some of the struggles that they've always talked about in Turkish Counter-Strike of finding players with the talent and trying to find different, like a different recipe of 5 players. I think they've all probably had plenty of fights over the years. They've all hated each other at various moments, I would imagine.
I mean, we've been desperate.
It.
We were desperately asking years ago, back in like 2017, we wanted to see woxic play with Space Soldiers. We're like, please make the Turkish super team. And he would always be in the Hellraiser squads, these other teams, and they never really got together with woxic. And when they finally came through, we were really excited about it.
I mean, even like Major was like the crazy one. I think it was 2022, like the end of it, where he was cut in October and rejoined in November, like 2 or 3 weeks later, because they were like, oh yeah, we made
Everyone's basically had it go.
That's what I'm saying. Like they've tried so many different combinations of players to find the best Turkish team possible, and they finally found a way to all get together and get on the same page and work together. And this is the best Turkish team we've ever seen. It's very cool, and they're peaking at a very good moment at this point, right at the RMRs and leading into the major. We're gonna get a little tech delay, tech timeout.
A tech issue. Hopefully that one gets resolved as quickly as possible.
Another long-sleeved gamer.
Yeah. Zorte loves that. He always plays with long sleeves under the jersey. Couldn't do it myself, but Zorte, a rare breed. Zorte was incredible last RMR when trying to qualify fours in for Paris. He had some real statement performances. So we know he can step up in side of teams to get them all the way, but it doesn't look like it's been enough here inside of BetBoom. I don't think we've seen Zorte kind of get to the level everybody was hoping for. I think back in Paris, when we were seeing some of the performances from the lead up from RMR into Paris, we were really thinking, okay, Zorte's probably going to get picked up by a really big team, especially with some of the rumors of fours kind of breaking apart at the time, Jerry going elsewhere. We were really hoping someone would pick Zorte up. But inside of this BetBoom roster, I was expecting him to be clearly the standout player and really getting big performances in across the board, but hasn't really been that story. I mean, he's been good, but he hasn't been exceptional.
Yeah, it's really hard to be a carry player in today's Counter-Strike.
In CS2, especially with the AWP.
Yeah. But yeah, he's still a strong player, but maybe not escalating to that superstar status just yet. Xanter's peering through the gap, and again, he attacks this position on the T side as well, and he's just a master at it.
Yeah, he knows every little angle, every detail. Not only is he in this position, but he's got plenty of help from his teammates too to draw distraction, but Xantares this time is overwhelmed by Nafany. So that'll be the first kill for BetBoom.
A little awkward after we just called him a master of it. He let Nafany creep up on him and didn't realize how close Nafany was. So an opening provided by the in-game leader, but he gets spammed down for free. Wicadia able to find the equalizing kill pretty quickly afterwards. And still BetBoom haven't made any progress up the ramp.
Just stalling out after the even trading going on. Oh no, Wicadia nearly gets a second player in the exact same spam. This time would have been a little bit more ridiculous. Unprompted through a smoke after the wall, so Chiron will have to stomach half of his health being removed.
And I think we're going to see now this shift. That Molotov towards sandbags is usually the indicator that an A play is coming in, that BetBoom is actually establishing control. There's not a whole lot of time left on the clock to rotate back elsewhere. So they're going to allow the mid player to cheat over towards the A bomb site. The B player is going to shift over towards middle in a second, and here comes the execute.
25 seconds, Wicadia inside of the smoke. They run past him. He's going to hear those steps, and he has to make up for it because his teammates are dying. But the limited time, he could deny the bomb plant. He could get a double, and that's exactly what he'll get. woxic denies any sort of chance of picking that bomb up once again. And Siren is in a 1v3. They know with the limited time, all they have to do is keep it uncomfortable, keep him away, and now stay alive because there's not enough time to recover that bomb. And the round is done. Eternal Fire can thank Wicadia for stepping up. Xantares died early on ramp, and Wicadia makes up for everything.
He designed that play too. I mean, that was always his intention. He was really baiting his teammates, and the only way you get away with that is if you secure the round with the double kill as he did. But he's basically just saying, you know what? I'm going to hide in this smoke. They're coming past this. They're executing. Good luck, everybody in the bomb site. I'm going to wait and choose my moment. And it works out just perfectly. There's the opening kill. This is the response. I mean, he puts together a very good round from start to finish. Even the spam damage on a Chiron that he has to help clean up later on in the round. But 4-0 for Eternal Fire.
And this puts BetBoom in an uncomfortable position with their money. So Siren's gone for a hero AK-47. The rest, well, there's a Khalil, I suppose. A couple of pistols around it. And they're about to walk into the XM1014. The alligator's ready.
I love it. Up top as well.
Chomp, chomp.
Fall away after a kill.
woxic does fall away, throws down utility, realizes they probably got a swing, and the AK goes down. Calyx comes over, and destruction in middle thanks to the shotgun and the rifle support. So BetBoom don't get through despite a couple of rifles in their hands. Nafany and Danis are now left in a 2v4, and they're separated from one another. Nafany does pick up that AK-47 off the cold dead body of his teammate.
He saw Major. He knows he's there.
Okay, so he's going to track him. He's going to get closer, but he's now detected from construction. So Major had that one covered. That's
the only risk he really had to take. That was the only play he really had in his book, because you have to make a play to try and open something up on the map, and that was just a fair play. Nice attempt. Low percentage chance, and it's just Nafany left in a 1v4. Now, they did get 4 kills in the last round. There's plenty of money built back up for Eternal Fire already, but kills mean everything at this point.
They really do.
Just forcing Eternal Fire to spend money in the next round.
Forcing them to feel uncomfortable at any point.
And I imagine we're going to have to start seeing BetBoom maybe look elsewhere other than A ramp. When you consider you have Wicadia, ooh, that's a good find. Calyx swings with low HP.
Major hasn't left.
Yeah, he might not expect that whatsoever. He was spotted earlier. There's the swing. Nafany, not much to do. I imagine BetBoom is going to have to start attacking like middle, B stairs, something different at the start of this round, because Xantar's and Wicadia is a very strong and powerful duo at that A ramp. And if you continuously get shut down the way they have been, the A executes haven't exactly been going great. I think you almost have to start looking elsewhere on the map to see what you can find.
Yeah, missing out on the first map here for BetBoom makes things very uncomfortable, because no team really wants to go up against Eternal Fire on Vertigo. And you can see why. They're off to a hot start. And you got to put out this fire if you're BetBoom. Peek from Wicadia. Not going to be detected. Doesn't see much himself. Zorte's shot rings out, so confirms the AWP is purchased into this round, and it's positioned towards bottom ramp early. Because of that deep ramp smoke, can't really do too much with the rifles. You're just hoping Zorte can punish a mistake, but none coming away from Eternal Fire.
All right, let's see if this AWP can change things. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success at the A bomb site. Nafany has gotten an opening kill once or twice.
Yeah, he's really got close up towards the top of the ramp here, hasn't he? Xantares has to consider this now, and he will. He'll go back to the angle, and Nafany can't win the 1v1 fight. Difficult duel to undertake going up against Xantares.
And how cool would it have been if Chiron was with him to trade that? How cool would it have been if he just followed him up and just played at his hip and just said, you know what, we're going to go 1-for-1. No matter what we see on the other side of this, we're both going to fight at the same time.
So now that you haven't done that, you've allowed the rotation of woxic, and all the sort of openings that you had, all the space that you had taken has shrunk once again, and you're back to square one, but with less players. It's tough to see BetBoom getting out of this one at now 40 seconds. Their final pieces of utility will be tossed up. And Wicadia goes back into his favorite position inside of the short smoke. This time he's not alone. This time he has Xantares, and look at Danis making his way through B. Major detects it early enough so it doesn't unravel. 20 seconds left here for BetBoom to make their final maneuver towards this A bomb site or sprint that bomb back to B. And that's exactly what has happened. Chiron's got it on his back, sprinting up into the B bomb site. He has to start planting it real soon. 10 seconds on that clock. Eyes on the B play. Chiron locks it in, and Danis is pushed up through the CT smoke.
3 players are occupied at the A bomb site, though. Siren pulled so many over, and look at the advanced position from Danis. This could shut it all down. Great headshot. Trying to fall back, and Major's just off the mark to spam. He's going to get safely in. Siren adds on top of it, and this round's all BetBoom.
It's all Danis as well. He just makes that play through B, creates the space, but it looks like they're about to get stalled out at the A site and taken out. Danis decides to make a last-ditch effort through the B bomb site and realizes they've got so much space to play with.
Yeah, Major was even sticking around in middle. I mean, he actually was heads up. He is watching middle and watching the B bomb site. It was all down to timing of when he got the information. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late when he was disadvantaged to take a fight. And that's a good round win from BetBoom.
It's a great sort of time to make the decision too, because perhaps the reason why Eternal Fire kept so many players over towards A is because they look at the clock and see 20 seconds. Maybe they have to stay committed.
I think they really wanted to get that kill before rotating, so they didn't have to worry about a lurk, they didn't have to worry about a flank, and they could put all their focus on the bomb site, and it just took too long. All those smokes were still up. They couldn't get a clean glimpse at them. It's really well done. And remember, too, that's a 4v5 conversion for BetBoom. Nafany went down solo on his initial play. to Xantar's, so BetBoom recover in the round to get there first on the board.
And money's still there for Eternal Fire. So they're going to have the AWP still in the hands of woxic. And M4s across the rest. Zorte has been searching for the opening on Xantar's round after round. Not able to get it this time. Nafany creeps up under that short smoke. Wicadia on the other side of things sees the feet of Nafany. Because Nafany was behind that smoke, he didn't even have the chance to have a fair fight. Now the B pounce, the B play. It's Chiron who senses damage, sees the player on default, and now sprinting forward. Major's confused, discombobulated, and now dead. Natus dies to a piece of utility, or did he fall off the map? I didn't quite notice.
I think he fell off the map. I didn't see it either, though. I'm kind of wondering how it exactly had happened. But still, BetBoom providing a lot of pressure. It's Calyx to push forward, but he's alone. Him against the world against two, and Siren eventually puts him down.
Yeah, Zorte and Siren, they have a 2v3 ahead of them. It actually looks somewhat doable. Now, the problem is it's uncomfortable to plant. Yeah, and even if they immediately start tapping that, those grenades will be pulled. And Siren realizes you've got to go and draw those numbers back to an even odds. But those nades, remember, they're still alive on the last two players. They toss them in. Bang, bang, Siren's dead. And Zorte now in the clutch. He's got one bullet in the chamber, so as soon as he takes one, he'll have to reload behind the wall. And he spots the player crossing, doesn't take the shot. Has to be sparing with the rifle. Oh my God, and woxic, you can't do anything about that.
Eternal Fire staying so poised that round, backing off. Wicadia gets caught a little bit. He's got to jiggle to make sure nobody's pushing all the way up, but the knowledge that you have two nades just allows you to be so patient in that scenario.
That looks like a fake smile. I don't think he's going to be too happy about that.
That was like the smile of like, yep, we're getting wrecked about,
it's like
about the same amount I thought we would.
It's the meme of the mask over the crying face. That's what that is. Good idea from Siren to get aggressive towards the end here. This kill almost pulls it back. If they didn't have these grenades, you pointed out, Jason, you know, there's a world in which that 2v2 plays out.
Sure. That's just a great shot from woxic, man. Yeah, he's a little frustrated. Wanted to be able to at least get that shot off. So another good lead for Eternal Fire. Looking really good in this series and looking real sharp on Vertigo.
Buy is still back for BetBoom thanks to the bomb plant. And the loss bonus. And woxic, ooh, quick shot straight to Nafany. He'll get away. No trade in for BetBoom, so they have to play the rest of this round 4v5, make it 3v5 because Wicadia once again gets away with a short play.
This is what I mean. I think Eternal Fire just love the fact that BetBoom really want to press the issue over at the A ramp to start these rounds. They're loving it. Even though BetBoom, I think Nafany's gotten a couple openings at this A ramp, I think Eternal Fire's like, please keep coming back here. We're fine with it. Like, you're not going to get that every single time. And obviously, they've shut down Nafany just as much as he's had success. 2-8 for Nafany. And he's been the prime instigator for BetBoom.
Yeah, woxic. He's got such a tight angle. If Natus just slightly overexposes, woxic will be able to lock him out of the round. He drops down. He avoids the sniper. At least for the time being, as we now head under 1 minute in the clock. Calyx is on that flank. This is starting to shrink the space that BetBoom have to play with. They've got no other option to fall back. It's about to be a fight. Zorte versus woxic.
Calyx is 2-3. I think he's just bored. He's like, I want to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, let me get involved in this. And well, he finally is involved. It's instant death on two players. They couldn't quite figure out where that shot was coming from. So Natus is still committing to utility. And Calyx walks away with two. And that's the round done, as Siren on the ramps gets the opportunity to have the 1v1 fight against Calyx. He hasn't got the bomb in his back, has no time. And the best chance for him in this round is to slip behind the smoke he's just thrown out and try and save the AK. 7-1 now for Eternal Fire. Starting to sprint towards the major.
And it's starting to feel more convincing for them as time goes on. There's been a couple sketchy rounds mixed in there, some 2-on-2 at the B-bomb site.
It feels like it's getting better.
But, I mean, especially at this A-bomb site, it's like, you know, BetBoom might have been knocking on the door at one point in this half, but certainly not in the last few times they tried to go there. It's just getting shut down completely, and still we haven't seen mid challenged a whole lot. We haven't seen B challenged a whole lot outside of a couple lurks. It feels like BetBoom at the moment is just like, all of our playbook depends on us being able to get a ramp control, so we have to start with that no matter what we do. And if we can never establish that A ramp control, we just kind of lose. And that's what's happening.
That is
they are losing.
What's happening. They are losing very badly. And now it is Pistols once again.
Here we go.
We'll change up. Major. I wonder if he's even had time to wake up. You know, he might just fall asleep at the wheel at this point. Not seeing too much towards the B bomb site all that often at the start of the rounds.
They put the boomers at B and they haven't really had to do anything.
Yeah, just chilling out. The B boomer setup. Major at the back of quad.
They have a molly for it.
He's here all the time. He's got a smoke. He'll probably just buy himself time. And him staying alive behind quad pulls enough distraction and time for the rotation to come in. Nice shot from Calyx. Major and Wicadia chiming in together. And now it's just Chiron and Zorte. BetBoom unable to capitalize on any chances, unable to fight against Eternal Fire's might.
Yeah, stick a fork in it, baby. This one's done.
BetBoom. Have another buy. I'm finding the positive, Jason. That's it. They've got money. They've got to buy.
Yeah, let's see what they can carve out. I mean, on Mirage, they were only able to get 2 rounds at the end. They just grabbed their last round is in the final round of the first half. But this just looks like Eternal Fire is just way, way too strong.
Yeah, Vertigo is always going to be an uphill battle for BetBoom. Their chances in this series were on Mirage. And they got wrecked by Xantares. Flash up, Major getting aggressive over the top of the stairway. Danist is underneath and he's suffering a bombardment of utility. He's down to 33 health.
There's only one opening kill going the way of BetBoom in this entire half.
Yeah, that's not good,
It was from Nafany onto Xantares, and I think that was like round 3 or 4. It's been so long ago. There's number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Let's see if they can make something of it. They weren't able to convert that round because Wicadia actually stepped up from short and got a 3K, maybe even 4 at that point.
Considering how much BetBoom has gone back and fought for this kind of an advantage from a ramp with an opening kill, let's see what they do with it. Like, let's see if they can actually capitalize on it, because it's taken them like so long to actually get another advantage provided by their A ramp take and presence.
So let's see. We know what their opener is.
Well, they've left
what is the closer?
Left Nafany to lurk, going back to the B bomb site, and they're probably assuming that Eternal Fire is going to have a pretty big lean towards A, considering how many times they've attacked there, and they would be correct. Interesting,
smoke is not deployed towards the stairs, actually deployed towards the double stack, and it's great because it gives Major some cover to jump up on the double boxes. Now, if I see that smoke dropped, surely on BetBoom you're thinking that that kind of play is going to come in, and Major's just got all the info that there's no one on the ramp. They're going back into the A play, so woxic is on high alert. He takes that kill on Nafany, and woxic's moving forward towards short side now. Has to get his gun out, has to be looking in the right direction at the right time, and he is. Sorte's gone, Siren trades, and now BetBoom have a last-ditch effort to get in towards the site. 2v3 established off the back of those skirmishes, and a little bit of time left, 15 seconds. Danist spotting out the head of Major, jumping up, and that's a fake plant to draw out final pieces of utility. Now Siren goes for the plant, can't stick it, shots come in, Major and Calyx collapse upon BetBoom, and they are collapsing here with the RMRs. Fine work with the op from woxic at that A bomb site, holding down the fort as BetBoom comes rotating back in. Completely stalled out at the B bomb site. That hit went nowhere. They wanted to execute there. When Chiron goes down, they're like, nah, we don't want to mess with this anymore. Major just jumps up on that box and shuts down the whole idea. And again, BetBoom just can't find comfort at either bomb site, scrambling back and forth between the two to their death. 5v5. Danist, he's going to fall to woxic, a change-up. They've seen the BetBoom have been put a little bit more pressure towards B, so woxic decides to take a spawn over towards the B stairs, and it's paid off. So it's a 5v4 favoring Eternal Fire right now. We'll get that HUD back online for you in just a moment, but that kill from Chiron, that establishes a 4v4. And these pistols, they need every chance they can get. And Xantares is very committed behind these sandbags. He can be overwhelmed. Yeah, but he should know he's safe. He's going up against pistols and deagles. He's very low HP, but he knows they don't have nades or Mauler. He's making the assumption, and he's correct. So, I mean, he can just be a difficult target. He's distracting him the whole way. And look at how much attention is on Xantares. Meanwhile, Calyx is just swinging wide and cleaning things up. Danist has made his way in towards B once again. Yeah. And that bomb is going to come back. Now, he's got very deep. Now, he has to step up. He can't afford to die. If he goes down here, there's no bomb plant. There's no chance. But if he wins the fight versus Major, he doesn't die instantly on the trade, maybe it was a shot for the round, but now that is not a reality we're going to be living with. Shot from Siren is good at the end, at least pads the stats, but Eternal Fire once again comfortable. Very comfortable. No issues, no dramas.
And this is two just dominant opening halves on the CT side. Remember, BetBoom chose to start on the T side here on this map to attack into them. This being Eternal Fire's pick.
Well, Xantares has attended 5 majors, looking to go for the 6th major this time around. First was in Boston. That was with Turkish squad. Many of the players on this team right now.
God damn, Boston was a good major.
Yeah, that was the miracle of Massachusetts, Jason.
There we go. You got it. Take 2.
Major was there. Calyx was with him. But a new breed of Turkish Counter-Strike players is coming through, and Chiron takes out Xantares. 2nd kill in from Calyx and Wicadia, though. So BetBoom get the opening kill, but it's not long-lived. Nafny has to keep going forward. The war of attrition on the A bomb site. There's not a lot of space given here to Eternal Fire. And I understand it's a little confusing at the moment, but we'll try and keep track of that. It's 3 players from Eternal Fire still alive, and they're all coming in that retake through CT. So Magic goes to try and deny the bomb plant, or at least soften up the planter. I imagine damage was done to the planter around half health.
Yeah, that nade was pretty solid. However, this position with the AWP can be so strong from Zortzi. Flashbangs go in deep just to stall out this retake as long as possible. BetBoom desperate for this last round of the first half. Flashbang doesn't affect Zortzi's AWP. He stays poised, flicks up, and narrowly misses.
Yeah, he goes for that flick, doesn't connect it. And again, 3 players alive for Eternal Fire, all moving in now. And that's an elevator stand from Nafny. He could be an absolute menace if he comes around the backside here. Needs to step up. The defuse is coming through. Calyx sticking it all the way. Nafny doesn't get there. Oh, and a horrible round to close the half. It looks so good. Nafny gets the start he wants, but not the finish. Eternal Fire, well, they withstand again.
They've had no problems today. They came in so sharp, so calm, so ready for this. These guys missed, what, they missed the Paris Major? They missed the Rio Major,
Paris Major.
Most of them, the last major they attended for Calyx, for woxic, for Xantares was Antwerp Major, was London Major. Wicadia yet to be at one, but it's looking like he'll be booking tickets to Copenhagen.
Wicadia will get his sticker. He will be immortalized in the game once he picks up Vertigo here. He's got to feel good playing alongside some legends here. And I don't think people realize outside of Turkey how big these guys are. I mean, I was in a taxi one time going in a random town, nowhere near a Counter-Strike event. And we got talking about what we do, and the taxi driver doesn't follow Counter-Strike, but he knew who Xantares was.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of impact you can have on your nation. People know who you are. You're a cultural figure. And if you get to a world championship,
cultural impact, some would say. Is that where you're going? You're circling the drain here, Dinko.
Cultural impact is the word.
Shout out to Maui one time.
That is the word that you would want to go with. And obviously,
it's a cool environment over there. I was at the Istanbul event a few years back, and they are crazy Counter-Strike fans in Turkey.
Yeah, it'd be great to see an event there someday. Perhaps a dream major run from Eternal Fire could open up that reality someday. For BetBoom, you've seen a couple of these players knock around a major before. Siren with Spirit, semifinals.
And remember, this isn't elimination. There's the last chance qualifier.
Of course.
So I mean, there is still an opportunity for BetBoom. Obviously, they've got plenty to fix.
I think that's a great point, because I think a lot of people, casual fans who can't really follow the format as in depth as many at home, they're going to come in and be a little confused as to what is happening here. But there is a last chance qualifier event, and any team that loses today will go to that last chance qualifier. Now, the problem is, the reason we've seen some teams be very upset earlier today about losing is because they realize they've missed their best chance to get in the major.
Yeah, that last chance qualifier is going to take the best teams from the RMR Group A and the RMR Group B that's coming up.
RMR Group B stands for badass.
Group B is a very stacked group in the RMR.
I'm so scared about that.
It is a very scary.
Let me just talk you through the opening matches there, man. It's like Vitality are there. We've got Spirit versus Ents as an opening game. Astralis Cloud9. It's just going to be the world's best next week.
It'll be a bloodbath, but we got to get through this one first. Eternal Fire. Mirage got extended due to the loss of a pistol round. Let's see if Eternal Fire can just close things out nice and clean. However, they are running into an aggressive setup. Dooley's on the stairs. Danist to bait them in towards Siren.
Yeah, but Eternal Fire are very veteran Vertigo team, so they should be aware of this possibility. And actually, because Danis has moved into position, he's actually alerted them to Siren instantly. So 1-for-1 trade, the dual Berettas stay alive, and Siren's trying to get away, and he will.
Yeah, because of that push too, they didn't have to fully commit. You could see Siren had to swing out with those dualies to be able to help out and find a kill, and the rest of Eternal Fire just backs away. They realize that we don't want to mess with any kind of aggressive B defense. It's brought Calyx very low, so he'll chuck out utility for the squad.
Nafany with the headshot ready to go, but woxic's tucked in the corner. Oh, he's going to take this headshot. No problem. Now moves into middle. Eternal Fire have every advantage they want, and damage done on Siren. Sorte has to step up. It's quick on the dualies. His teammate at Chiron cannot make up for it either, and it's Wicadia that comes back in, cutting through those remaining members of BetBoom. Sorte got them a player advantage, and it was short-lived. And now Siren, who's been damaged up down to 8 health, is removed. It's 1 round away now for Eternal Fire, making their way to Copenhagen. And I don't think there's any secret that this is going to happen quickly.
No, not at all. A desperate second round buy is going to come out for BetBoom, but it's not going to be pretty. Maybe an SMG if you're lucky. Mostly pistols and armor. Good trade, important trade here from BetBoom. It actually looked like they worked themselves into a pretty decent situation. This flank obviously going the wrong direction, but Wicadia with a rebuttal. This second kill is special onto Chiron. He's got to be frustrated.
Today we did get exactly what we asked for. We got the Xantara as we wanted. We got the Wicadia that we've seen just last week in Katowice.
The bounce back from the early stages of the RMR to just now for guys like Xantaras and Wicadia is everything. And when it mattered the most, they showed up to play. And I think the big story for Eternal Fire is this is the best Turkish team that they have finally put together, finally playing well. This is the best Turkish team we have ever seen, and they are proving themselves to be a threat, not just to the Tier 2, not just in the best of ones, but to the best teams in the world in series play. This is a dangerous squad heading to Copenhagen.
Yeah, Turkey can fight at the top, but they need this round. They need to get ahead, and that push of Xantaras is being punished. So BetBoom keep it a 4v4, but the superiority in weapons for Eternal Fire still evident. But we know what SMGs can do. Swinging around the corner, Major shows us what that MAC-10 can do. Kills coming through. Nafany and Danis set up in a 2v2 as Wicadia is spamming towards the back of the bomb site. They're just searching for these final 2 kills to confirm their spot in Copenhagen, and BetBoom aren't making it easy for them. They're not just lying over, they're not going down without a fight, and Wicadia is still inside of the site smoke. No one from BetBoom overextending.
They could be so patient though. Ooh, Wicadia taps the bomb, looking to lure him out into the open. Nate comes in, and still just waiting for an ill-advised peek from the BetBoom players.
woxic flicks up, now just 1 kill between them and Copenhagen. And Nafany knows, he's gotta know, it's not his day. They'll be down to the last chance qualifier, but Eternal Fire moved through to the Major. Major, he is so happy he'll let out a sound of celebration. And for Turkey, they have a team to be proud of. They have a team that can fight with the Titans, and they are going to do it in Copenhagen.
Indeed, Dinko, the Eternal Fire.